I'm definitely not on board with invading Mexico, but I hope Iced Earth makes a new album soon, since I'm going to assume he released John Schaffer. That was a really good musician. And you know what? They provided some excitement into this world. I noticed that traveling around both sides, trying to kill me maybe sometimes. They uh, they were enjoying things, and I was enjoying that too. So, what's the difference between the January 4th people? I was out on the West Coast, so I couldn't make it to DC at that time. But people came and cut my tires, so I would stop to talk to them apparently. And then the cops drove by real slow, but we're not talking about that. And anyway, so they talked to me. They was like, "What do you think's going to happen?" And it's like, "Well, sounds intelligent, doesn't it?" But hey, I'm out here with these other little kids, smashing up their cities, and uh, what do you do? I mean, you got them smashing up their cities because they hate the government, and you got those people in DC invading the government because they hate the government. Everyone hates the government, right? Um, Face to face, person to person, watching it happen. That's just the way it is. It's like, oh, you punch me in the mouth because you're fucking tired of this. Okay. All right. Well, I'd be the evil guy if I hit you back for that, right? So we watch this happen all over, and then they get railed on it. Now I've already made documentaries about things that are going on and everything, but as far as this one thing goes, I'm definitely the one who's telling you, hey, the government just took over a frickin' Mexican island, and I'm pretty sure that's illegal to take land from other nations. I told you that, and the Republicans said that was good, and they're setting up a base. I thought they were just going to shoot anyone who crosses the border. I didn't know they were going to be like, well, we're sending Delta team in. I didn't think that was going to happen. I was just like, hey, check it out, they're doing it. So, there's the different things happening, lots of different things, more different things happening on this planet than I will ever know. And what I do know is I'm kind of happy that John Schaffer is going to be out of jail, because he looked like he might have been a hired Hollywood actor. I mean, I know John Schaffer because Hollywood tells a friend told me who he is, and now they're big people. So I was out on the West Coast, and I met some people who look like directors, and then I read the newspaper and it said there were directors out there. So it's like we got weird things going on here on this planet around everything that's happening. And I can tell you a lot of times how things are set up is like kind of like PG-13 rated. I might get my head busted open and feel like a thud against my head or something like that, and then a few hours later I'm like, my eye feels weird and my head's filled with blood and swelling up and shit. But I haven't seen a lot of just way out of hand things. We hear about wars and stuff, and then we heard recently that CNN made up war footage and they weren't really in war zones and stuff. And it makes me question, because I really test what's going on here. And as psychotic as some humans are, like the world doesn't feel like it was built to sustain psychosis. So it combines a double weird when I see people from Hollywood involved in events like this. So I've seen other things too. I didn't have the ability to upload all the data I had during certain times, and it's highly possible there's something watching that knows that and took those moments in time to show me some things and stuff. Although I get shown a lot all the time if I open my eyes, which I don't want to. So, this is cute. He's letting these people off. He's letting the Silk Road dude off. That's weird. The Clintons funded tour. You who actually know what the Silk Road is, you know what tour is. So, it's kind of weird watching the Republicans do it too. But that's cool. I accept that because I think this nation has a monopoly on drugs, and I think the invasion of Mexico and killing of cartels better not be involved in supporting and continuing the monopoly on drugs, because that's weird. He would pardon the Silk Road person and have that war at the same time if the Silk Road is to be blamed for Mexican people selling drugs up here. Because right when I was in Mexico, they sold me dirt weed. I haven't had dirt weed since like 1995, 96. I haven't even seen dirt weed since a different century. They sold me that shit in Mexico. I instantly, because you guys, I was like, oh. Some dude comes up to me, I'm hanging out, walking down the road, use a translator to talk to me. He's like, you want some weed? I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get that good Mexican stuff. Bro, I paid like fucking 25 for some swag, man. Whatever. I don't need drugs anyways. I was dude all the way before the border, because I was in California and everything was legal, so I had things. Or I wasn't in California. I was on the West Coast. California, very limited. But anyways, so that's weird. They're like, oh, he pardoned the Silk Road dude, but I thought the Republicans were behind the drug control trade. And I thought the Silk Road person would have been highly involved in that. I'm not going to talk about that. So, but that makes sense, doesn't it? So, anyways, let John Schaffer out, man. I mean, seriously, this was Trump and Alex Jones leading people to invade a Capitol. This was the president thanked this guy for the win. He's like the world's largest media outlet. And they invade the Capitol. And then other people are doing other things everywhere else. Just let that go. That's nonsense. Like I said, there's producers. There's producers. I walked up to one dude and I'm like, what are you doing here? Because like, this old 80-year-old guy chilling over here, and me and him looking like 40 in suits, like professionals, and cops in armor and people in armor and battle over here. So I'm like, what's your purpose out here and stuff? It looked real suspect. But it looked like people were having a good time too. And with the backing off of the presidential campaign stuff, that actually started because I seen other people were were spending time and having fun doing these things. They were having fun going on the streets yelling liberals are stupid like rodents, and liberals are on the street around the house kicking them to the face, saying they now look stupid with a boot upside their head. I found that kind of amusing, and I think everyone else did too. So I kind of like quit pressing when I started to get that feeling, but this is no different. I mean, I didn't watch nothing. It's possible some group who people called liberals destroyed the Democrat place. And that's what I see. I see the one group over here saying it's all liberals, and the one group saying it's all Republicans. And then it's interesting, they go from fuck Biden to fuck Trump. That was the first time. And just, that's nothing. Don't focus on that. Like, granted, they've all committed crimes, right? As if anyone gets arrested for anything. I've become to think that you must seriously commit a lot of crimes to ever get arrested and stuff in this nation. And you just must be doing something all day long, really, to because they don't even have time. So anyways, yeah, so they don't even show up to some of these places. I want to see Ice Earth play some music, though. They made a really good soundtrack for the year 2020. So I'm biased towards that, but I think it's kind of similar, and just, why would you trust any of them anyways? Like, I was born knowing not to care about that stuff. I don't know, dude. Like, we're gonna change it someday, right? I'm supposed to be all hopeful and stuff. Like, we're gonna shit. Yeah, there we go. I don't want the Google AI singling out when I accidentally bring my hands together like this, like it did that one video, huh? That didn't look fake and staged to me. Did you know I did not choose that photo? Yeah, that was, what, 8 minutes and 13 seconds or 5 hours and 12 minutes into it, and it chose that, and I didn't choose that. So we should do this, right? Like, yeah, how do we do that? What does that mean? Is it like double C's for like double crip? Better be careful. Damn, what did I just do to the world? I made a heart, and that means like it's gonna die in 80 years, right? Anyways, let John Schaffer out to make some music, and all those morons, because that looks set up and staged. And people warned me about Alex Jones a long time ago, that he was getting their addresses. And then they all went to jail because he had their addresses 10 years later. Yeah.